Welcome to Technical Finger Tutorials. We are carrying on with our demo song. We've laid down some beats, laid down a simple drum beat, and we've added some VST instruments, bass, piano and some strings, and we've added a few plugins just to start spicing up some of the sounds and stuff. At some point what we're probably going to want to do is record some vocals or maybe an instrument, possibly a guitar. So we're just going to demonstrate that process quickly now. So I have an audio input, an audio interface connected, and the studio in the menu and studio setup will give you this window, VST system. So you can see that I've got my complete audio 6 is connected, and if I push F4, it will give me my VST connections. So I have a mono input bus created, and that is connected to the left channel input, the mono input on my complete audio, and that's what I'm talking to you through now. So the next thing we need to do is create an audio channel for the recording. So we're going to want a mono channel because we've got a mono signal. So we're just going to create that, and then you should be able to see on the mixer, this signal here is me talking to you. So this is the input level. So I'm just going to show you the process. We've got our mono in connected to the right channel, and we're getting a signal through. So then we would hit record again, and then maybe we might be putting down some lyrics and singing or rapping or whatever that might be. But you can see that as it records, the waveform is getting written. So there's our audio recording. So if we listen to that back in solo, and then maybe we might be putting down some lyrics and singing or rapping or whatever that might be. So the first thing which you might notice is if we're playing that against the track, lyrics and singing or rapping or whatever that might be, you can see we've got a bit of a volume issue, haven't we? So we can increase the volume of this part by clicking on the little white square in the middle, and you can see that when you click on it and hold, it comes up. At the moment it's no dB increase or decrease. If we pull that down, then it's going to decrease the output level by, well, in that instance 2.61, or we can increase that a little bit as well. So that is going to give us a little bit more volume. That as it records, the waveform is getting written. And then maybe we might be putting down some lyrics, but we're still not quite competing with the level of the other parts and bits and pieces here. So we are going to turn to our tools, and we're just going to apply a basic bit of compression. So that's probably going to be in a dynamics folder, and Cubase has a plugin called VST Dynamics. So much the same with any of the previous processes, we are looking possibly for a preset to begin with. So if you don't know your way around a compressor, don't worry, don't panic, it's not a problem, because there is probably a preset which is fairly close to what you want. So let's just, for argument's sake, take something which has got vocal named in the preset, and that's going to give us a sensible set of parameters around here which we might not need to fiddle with too much to get a decent result. We like quick and simple. So if we run that on the vocal, we're going to solo that just for the time being. We'll open up VST Dynamics, and then maybe we might be putting down some lyrics and singing or rapping or whatever that might be. So we can see that there's signal levels, movement going on. I'm going to disable the gate just for the time being, and the compressor is still engaged. I'm going to disable this limiter as well. So the bit which we're going to look at is this gain reduction. GR stands for gain reduction. This is the signal coming in. This is where the compressor is acting, and this is the amount of gain reduction. So the only parameter that you might need to change, really, maybe two, is this threshold. So we don't want too much compression. We want it to do a bit of compression, but not loads and loads and loads. But you can see that as it records, the waveform is getting written. So we've got some action from the compressor, and then maybe we might be putting down some lyrics and singing or rapping or whatever that might be. But you can see that, and that's going to give us a more consistent level for that. for the vocal part there. So you might notice down here you've got a parameter which is called makeup. That is makeup gain. At the moment it's on auto makeup. So the plugin is deciding how much makeup gain we want. If we disable that, then we can adjust this parameter here, which is going to give us the volume out the other side. As it records, the waveform is getting written, and ideally you want to keep the output not going into the red. So now lyrics and singing or rapping or whatever that might be, but you can see that as it records, the waveform is getting written. So now we're able to hear the vocal above the other instruments which are occurring in the arrangement. It gives a more consistent dynamic, and we haven't got anything peaking going into the red, which would potentially give us an undesirable sound. But yeah, pop your microphone in, set your input level with the gain knob, which will be just next to your input. Have a look at this value here. And you probably want to be aiming for it to be between about -18 and -12 when you're setting your input. Once you've got your input set, click record and away you go. And then a simple bit of processing, just pop on a compressor, adjust your threshold, use a vocal preset, adjust your threshold, and then you can adjust the makeup gain to give you a sensible output volume. Hopefully you found that useful. If there's anything else which you want a bit of guidance on or you'd like to see a video on, let us know in the comments. We'll see you next time.